Right, let's all play. Hi guys, back for more scale action. Okay, so what we've got today is probably the second most important scale alongside the major scale, and that's the minor scale. It's the natural minor scale is another name for it, but the modal name is the Aeolian scale. Okay, so this is the sixth mode of the major scale, is the Aeolian scale, and it's the natural minor. So we are nearly done with the modes of the major scale, which is very exciting. We've only got one more after this, and then I'll start trying to give you some examples of how people actually use these scales. So that's what we're going to do today, is the natural minor scale. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to play through the G major scale position 1, and then I'm going to use that to create my relative minor scale. Okay, I'm then going to use that compared to the major scale of that key. Okay, and then in this case it's E, if you must know, which you will. What? Anyway, so it's going to be E minor, I'm going to compare it to E major, see what the difference is, and I'm going to use that combination of intervals to create my G minor scale. Okay, that's the idea. Then I'm going to play it through using position 5. So let's start by playing our G scale. I don't really need that pickup. Let's go for middle pickup. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so there's our major scale in the key of G. It's the sixth mode, so we need to find the sixth note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've already spoilt it because that is an E note. So E is going to be the key we're going to play this minor scale in. So it's going to be E natural minor, E Aeolian, or E minor. Any of those will work. And so what we're going to do is we're basically going to play through that scale, and then we're going to compare it to how it's going to go with the E major scale. That was really badly explained. Let's just do it. It's going to be much easier. Cat, stop scratching the sofa. You're going to be in serious trouble. Sorry, my cat's scratching my sofa. Okay, stop it. Hey. Right, okay. Sorry about that. Let's crack on. I don't think I'll edit that bit out. That'd be funny. Right, so let's go through. So we've got E. Next note in the scale is going to be F sharp. Then we've got G. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so those are the notes we've got to deal with. So that's our G major scale, but we're starting from E and we're going to E. So it's going to be, that's our E minor. So let's compare it to what we'd expect to get interval wise. Okay, so E is a good start. Normally we'd have, in a normal major scale, we'd have a 2 fret gap, which is a tone. Okay, and that's what we got. It's an F sharp note, so we got a tone. Fantastic. That second note's fine. It's a major second. Then we'd expect another tone. Uh-oh, first error. So it's going to be a semitone. So that means it's a flattened third, which tells us it's a minor scale. Now, the key's called the natural minor scale, so that's not that much of a shock. Okay, but that is the note. It's a G note there. So we've got root, major second, flat third. Okay, so from a flattened third, we'd expect to go up a tone to get a perfect fourth, and that's actually exactly what we do. The next note is an A. That's an A note down there. You can play it up here as well. So you can see it's a tone, and there's our A. Okay, so then you expect another tone to go up to, in this case, a B note that would give us a perfect fifth, and that's exactly what we've got. We've got another tone, so we've got root, major second, flat third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth. So we've only changed one note so far. So next note, we'd expect another tone to go from the fifth to the major sixth, which is like we had in the major scale, also the Dorian scale, which was a minor scale but with a major sixth. So in this case, we don't have that. We've only got a semitone jump to the flat sixth, okay? In this case, it's a C note. So that's another difference. We've got a flattened sixth. So to get to a major 7, we'd actually want to have a tone and a half jump, a minor third jump up, which obviously we're not going to have because we don't have that interval available to us. So it's going to be another tone jump, which is going to take us to a flattened 7th. And then we've got the root again. You can see it's a tone away from the 7, so we know it's a flat 7 and not a major 7. The major 7 would be there. We'll deal with minor scales with major sevenths when we look at harmonic and melodic minor. But for now, let's not worry about that too much. So we've got root, major second, flat third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat six, flat seven, root. Then we've got our minor chord. Anyway, I'm messing about. So let's move that to the G scale. So we need to flatten the third, the sixth, and the seventh. So root. Okay, good start. Major second. Ooh, there's our flattened third. Fantastic. Perfect fourth, perfect fifth. Flatten that seven. Great so far. Then we got our flattened sixth, flat seven, root. Okay. And there's our G minor, the first octave anyway of the G minor scale. So the relative major of G minor is B flat. So if you've ever heard that term, relative minor or relative major, that's what it means. So it means the scale that is the equivalent minor to your major or major to the minor. So for example, G major, the relative minor is E minor, and for E minor, the relative major is G major. Okay, so in our case, we've got G minor. The relative major of G minor is B flat major. Okay, so B flat major has the same notes as G minor. Okay, that's how they work together. So if you're playing in the key of B flat major, then you can play G minor and it'll work. Okay, that's how it works. So the same scale. So G minor pentatonic is the same as B flat major pentatonic. I really like to emphasize that point because it's so important. Because actually, if you can learn the pentatonics in 5 positions once, you can then play both major and minor pentatonics. You just have to understand the relationship. Anyway, let's actually play the rest of the scale. So if you're very eagle-eyed and very clever, you will be able to work out that it's position 5. So position 5 of B flat major is going to be G minor position 1. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be 3, 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 3, 5. Then it's going to be 2, 3, 5. Then it's going to be 3, 4, 5. Then it's going to be 3, 5, 6. And then back. We literally start there, so we don't even have to go back to there. That's the previous position. So yeah, that's the scale shape. It's a really, really cool sounding one. This is a must learn if you really want to get your handle on guitar kind of music theory and playing music, is to be able to play the minor scale, because you play in minor keys so often. And so often you're playing a natural minor key. So being able to know where those extra notes are, the second and the sixth, the flat sixth and stuff like that, is super useful rather than just always using the pentatonics, which skip out some really nice sounding notes. So, what your challenge is this week is to learn that. First of all, is to learn G minor position 1, which is going to be what would be B flat major position 5. So the position 5 shape moved up to G minor. Oh God, I can't talk today. Next challenge will be to transpose that to any key, and then your next challenge will be to learn all 5 shapes. So position 5 becomes position 1 becomes position 2, as you saw with the E minor scale. And as I was playing the E minor scale, there's position 1 of G major. So position 1 becomes position 2 becomes position 3, etc., etc. And so you can do all 5 positions and then transpose that to any key. That is quite a challenge in a week, but that is your challenge. To say this is Mixolydian is a scale I actually use quite a lot, and I use it probably almost as much as this, but that probably sums up what kind of music I play more often than anything else. This is a super important scale, so it's a real must learn, which is why it's taken a little bit longer to go through. Also, I had to shout at the cat. Please, end this video. Right, so please like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. It really, really helps if you do that. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon for more scaly goodness. Bye-bye.